Children's Hospital there in Toronto. Maybe talk about your organization, talk about the Three Aces and how it came about. I remember you told me the story that it was thanks to your grandfather. It was an homage to your grandfather to do the logo of Three Aces. You have the Three Aces of the Italian cards. So if you want to come on, the Boston Guido is in Fort Myers. Wow. Enjoy yourself, Boston Guido. Three Aces. Calogero, do you want to come on? You want to chit-chat a little bit? Okay, let's invite Three Aces. Let's invite Calogero from Three Aces. His name is Triassi. His last name is like my husband's last name, but there's no relation. Hey, bene, how are you?
Hi, signore, come stai? Come siamo?
Bene, bene, bene.
Ma che succede sto giorno? Scusa, chi è successo sto giorno? Chi aveva venire sopra? Sorry, who was going to come on tonight? Sorry, I'll speak English. I know there's a lot of us out there. Sorry.
Yeah, supposed to be Tony Riccio. He's a local comedian here, and I even heard him like a couple of hours ago that he was going to come on, and he hasn't come on. So I don't know. Maybe he had something happen last minute. I don't know. But,
maybe emergency. Who knows?
I'm a one-man show. So, hi, Tag Queen.
Hey, Tag, what's going on? You on there? Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're better now.
Okay, I got
a little bit better, but it's still choppy.
Still choppy? Hold on.
No, better.
Better here?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. So, anyways, what were we talking about? We were talking, you asked me a question. What was that?
Yeah, can you tell? Well, since my guest is not there, you're gonna be my guest tonight. Is that okay?
Okay, for a little while, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
First, talk about how you came up with the Three Aces name, logo, and all that, and then I want you to talk about what you're doing with this identity of Three Aces towards the Children's Hospital there in Toronto.
Okay, so basically, how it all started was the Three Aces is a play on words. So my last name is Triassi, which is Three Aces in English. So it actually became something I did when my grandfather passed away in memory of him. It was Calogero Triassi, like me. So I was named after my grandpa. So basically what we did, I just started kind of making shirts for myself for fun. Kind of thought it was pretty cool. It was an interesting situation. And then what ended up happening was a bunch of people were like, hey, that's really cool. Do you think you could make me one? And I was like, really? You really want me to make one? They were like, yeah, I'd really appreciate it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll make a couple for some friends. And then things started to roll. And then we decided, hey, you know what? Why don't we do something with this and create some sort of Italian cultural club where, as opposed to being, how you have different clubs from different towns now, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is that a lot of the older people, they're getting ill and they can't really make it out anymore. And, the younger generation really isn't that interested anymore. So we kind of figured, as opposed to making it a town thing, let's make it all of Italy from top to bottom. And not only including just Italians, but anybody that appreciates the Italian culture in general, whether it be food or history or whatever it is that they appreciate about our culture. So we started then forming the club. Then we started creating a lot more shirts and stuff like that. And then, you've been to the picnic. So we created the picnic to help raise funds. And then we liked doing like Christmas parties and stuff. Unfortunately, we had a couple of deaths in the past few years. So because we're kind of old fashioned, when we do, we go a lutto, we would say in Sicilian, which means for 1 year, we won't have any parties or we won't celebrate because there's a close family member, right?
Yes, you're
so that's kind of what happened. We try to, I know like it's tough, but at the same time, like keeping the traditions alive means keeping the traditions alive, which means the respect that's involved with being Italian as well, right? And remembering the people that have passed on. And showing them the respect. So that we basically do.
I'm losing you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
The reason that we support Sick Kids Hospital is fortunately, I had a little boy, his name is Michael, and he had gone through a very hard time, and they pretty much saved my son. So in any way that I can give back to that hospital and share in the joy, because, it is a children's hospital. So basically what's important is that we support the kids And, children are innocent, right? So, any hospital is beautiful. But I mean, when you're just supporting children because children are innocent, it's really nice that we can give back a little bit, And I know when I would be there late at night and, some of the children would come down late at night on some of the floors that were like, it really put you in tears when you see a child, 5 years old having cancer and,
Yeah.
being tied to a wheelchair and medicated and not really, I don't know. It hurt. And so
Yeah.
as opposed to taking the sadness, I'd rather turn it into a positive, right? So let's turn it into a positive and try to make things better for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And support the hospital and doing everything they can to help the children. So that's pretty much what I like to do. And of course, one of the major things I really like to do is putting people together that appreciate the Italian culture, right? And that we can be kind to each other and we can respect each other's traditions regardless of where you come from, whether you're from Sicily or Naples or Calabria or the north or the south. Like, it doesn't matter to us because we're truly one people. And when we start looking at it that way, as opposed to, I know like the politics here are a little bit different in Canada, but in Italy, unfortunately, things are a little bit different. Sometimes they're having an issue with economics and stuff like that. So the north and the south have always had a little bit of, rubbing the wrong way. But, the beautiful thing is we're not like that. We love y'all. And the more that, the more we speak the language, and I try to study as many dialects as I can. Though I speak Sicilian dialect the same way I speak English, I understand Calabrese, I understand Napolitan. Believe it or not, I even understand Barese.
Oh, wow.
Which is very, very hard to understand. And it's no disrespect to them. It's just a very hard language to speak. But because my best man was Barese and I grew up next door to them, I was able to decipher some of the words that I wouldn't use. Like one of the words that in Barese for me was like something I couldn't really touch on, regardless of being Italian or Sicilian, was they said, "Wate." And I was like, I don't understand. Like, what is a wate? And it means papa, daddy.
Oh, wow.
So I was trying to find a correlation. And by accident, one day I heard it and I was like, I don't understand. Like what is a wate? Right? So they were kind of saying that the wate means dad. So, but it's cool, right? Because you learn different cultures and you learn about different people. And that's what we're all about. We're about learning about different types of Italian culture and history. And you know what? It was really interesting. I've been watching I've posted this twice. And basically, what's really interesting, a lot of people don't know. So a little history for our American brothers and sisters that are out there. And also for our Canadians out there. There's a lot of craziness going on right now. The other day, I just heard that they cut off Christopher Columbus's head in the States on a statue.
Oh, wow.
So Christopher Columbus's head was removed on a statue because of whatever politics and policies of these people. And I'm not going to argue about it or get into politics or policy. But, history is history. Whether we like things about history, some things we'll like and some things we won't. But we can't erase history.
No,
That's
you
why
can't.
it's a story and it's the past. And you know what? If we want to grow as a people in the future, we have to take the good things in history and apply them to today. And we have to take the bad things in history and learn from them so that we don't go backwards. So destroying things and trying to, destroy things, statues and all this person. Look, no one's perfect. And you also have to remember, you can't blame the person because at that time, humanity was in a different mindset. It's not their fault that humanity at that time was in a certain mindset. We know better now, right? Exactly. We're better educated. We understand the way things work. So we're not going to take that, that route. So I'm pretty sad they cut off Christopher Columbus's head in the States. Yeah. But I'd like to share with all of my American brothers and sisters and Canadian, do not forget that the great country, when you guys sing your national anthem and you take your Pledge of Allegiance, always remember that your country was named after an Italian. Your country was named after a man named Amerigo Vespucci. And the masculine to Amerigo was America. And America was named after a famous Italian explorer, and he wrote maps. Okay? So America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. For those of you that don't know that, you can go online or you can go on YouTube. You can watch the video. It'll tell you the story of his life and where he came from. So I think Italians in general, speaking about America and Canada, all around the world, there's always been great inventors, great innovators, and in my opinion, very, very, very kind-hearted people.
Yes.
That's just my opinion. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit, I'm Italian, so I might have a little bit of a feeling myself. But I thought I always try to share, something like that because, all the stuff going on with their brothers and sisters in America right now, they're really suffering. And, There's a lot of turmoil, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it. I pray for peace. I pray that they all find peace and understanding, and that they can move forward as a people. And I really feel that the Italians were a great backbone, whether it have been when they arrived in Montreal or Toronto or New York or anywhere else they landed. You know, it's interesting. The Italians were not really complainers. They put their heads down and they worked like hell.
Yeah.
And all they prayed for was a job.
Yeah.
I know I speak from experience with my own family that when my family came here, they had nothing. And the first thing they did the next day was went to work. There was no welfare. There was no support. There was no house given. There was no nothing. You either went to work or you didn't eat.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, it's wonderful now that countries do help immigrants, and they should, because it was really hard. I wish it was around for them then.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been a lot easier for them and would have made, you know, things a lot simpler, right?
Yeah.
I know we've moved along quite a bit now in our time, and we're able to help more people, and we're able to, you know, to help the migrants along, which is great, because we should always help anyone in need.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
speaking about the old days, you know, people will also say, a lot of people don't know this, they'll say, you know, my grandfather used to make his own wine. And my zio used to make his own wine. Yes, it's a tradition, but remember something. Did you ever notice when they were at dinner, you might have some Italians that would drink more than others, okay, at night when they get home late from work and construction. Mm-hmm. If you ever looked at their hands, someone that worked in construction or in concrete, you'll notice that one of their fingers is two of mine. Yeah. And the reason that is because working in the cold in construction, right, your hands get really strong, but they become arthritic because of the cold. So the joints start to ache. So what they would do, as opposed to going to the doctor and taking anti-inflammatories, they drink a little bit more vino, and that would help them deal with the pain. Yeah. But at 5:30 in the morning, they still got up and went to work.
That's right.
So we should be proud of that. You know, as Italians, we have a lot to be proud of. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We worked hard. We're good people. We're loving people. We'll always be kind to our neighbors. We'll always, I know me personally, you know, I would give, if someone helps me, I give them the shirt off my back. I want to return that favor 10 times. Yes. Because, you know, if we all had that type of attitude where we all try to help each other and try to move forward, you know how beautiful things would be?
Oh, yeah. Life would be a lot easier. Yeah. I just want to mention that, yes, I've come 2 years in a row already to your barbecue.
Sorry, my kids are screaming. I can't hear.
That's okay. I was saying that I came twice to your annual barbecue, and I mean, I saw it right from the get-go. That, I mean, I didn't know anybody there beside yourself, because we had met here in Montreal the previous year in November, because you came down, and to be there was like I was one of everybody else. I was one and the same. I was welcomed. I made friendships. I met everybody. I was treated, I mean, with white gloves, and I actually can admit and say that not only did I have fun, my family had fun, and I look forward to it every year. And I hope this year the government will give you the green light to go ahead and do it again, because I'll be there. I mean, I'll come from Montreal to Toronto to come and join you guys, because it's the one thing I look forward to, because it's just such a family unity, and it's not just family, it's friends. So like, you have this connection, you make a connection with everyone there, and there's no judgment. There's no gossip. It's just love, 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 love. That's and you even do a raffle to raise money for the hospital, and everything is free. I mean, it's just amazing what you can put together. And I know by experience, it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to put it together for a couple of hours or for one day. So hats off to you and your team of helpers, because it's just a wonderful atmosphere. It's a wonderful environment to be in. There's music. I mean, everywhere I would turn, there was a friend. I could actually say there was a friend. It wasn't a stranger, it was a friend. And you are so welcoming. You're so humble. And I just love your family. I met your kids. Your boys are gorgeous. God bless. And I'm so happy that the hospital was able to save your son so that you could enjoy him.
Thank God.
It's all for a good cause. And there's a lot of positive energy when I come there. There's a lot of love. There's no negativity. There's everybody just smiling. Everybody's having fun. My daughter didn't know anybody, and she ended up playing cards with an elderly man that was there. I don't know if it was your uncle or a friend, but she played brisk like half the day. She loved it. She loved it. She's like, Mom, I love going there. I played briscola with a no-no.
Thank you. And you know, it's interesting that, you know, I'm going to admit it. My look is not traditional. I got earrings. I got long hair, I got a beard. So what ends up happening is a lot of people, right? I'm going to tell you, it's actually helpful. It's actually a protective layer almost, because when you look more intimidating, people will tend to be a little bit more cautious around you. But people that actually get to know me know that I'm actually a teddy bear inside.
You are.
Right? And I just want to be nice, and I want to work with people, and I love talking to people. I love hearing about old traditions, and I love hearing about the traditions from their towns or from their grandparents, or I love hearing the story. I love hearing the stories of immigration.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
immigration stories are my favorite, because when you hear about the, like, look, could I pick up right now and let's say move to China, and I can't speak the language, I don't know anybody, I don't know how to find a job, you know, I mean, I don't think I've heard anything more brave
Yeah.
in my life. And I'm not only speaking about Italians, I'm talking about anybody that was coming, to
Yeah.
a new country without having any true support,
Yeah.
and had children and would be like on a boat for 21 days,
Yeah.
and then on a train all the way from Halifax, whether it be going to Toronto or whether it be going to Montreal, and be like, I remember the story of my grandfather, God rest his soul, when they were coming. And after they landed in Halifax on the boat, and they were taking the train down, and it was winter. So, like, we didn't really have snow in Sicily unless you're on the mountains in Etna or
Yeah.
on higher, which we're not. We're from a small town that's kind of nestled in the mountains, down low. And so our mountains aren't tall, so you're not going to see snow on them. So it was truly a rarity. And there was like snow like up to your hips. And my grandfather was like, oh my God, Santo Dio, like, what did I do? Where am I going? Like, where did I bring my family? With 3 small children, it's one
Yeah.
thing if you come alone, you're a man or a woman on your own, and, you're going to make your own way. But to
Yeah.
know that you don't only have to feed yourself, you have, a lot more mouths to feed. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd have the kuguna, as we say, to pull that off.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of
Me either.
scared.
Me either. Look, I tried to move to the U.S. I tried to move to Toronto, and I chickened out. I chickened out because I said, even though I know the language, will I find work? Will I find shelter? Will I find somewhere to live? So our life has been here. We're gonna continue staying here because I'm scared. So to think that our parents came here with a suitcase, not knowing where they were going, where they were going to sleep, what they were going to eat, and not even be able to speak to ask for help. I mean, that is an immense step to take, especially with children, with a family that nobody speaks the language, they have no help. So like, I really don't know. I can't wrap my mind around how they made it. And look how successful they all are now. They own properties. They learn the language. They got jobs.
Never mind, in Montreal, I have family. They speak French and English. So
Yeah.
imagine that. They
Yeah.
didn't just attack one language. So they
Yeah.
had Italian, but they had to master
Yeah.
Quebecois, and
Yeah.
they had to master English. So it's like, holy cow, how the hell did you guys master 2 languages? It's
Yeah.
hard enough to learn English.
It's overwhelming. I'm sure it was an overwhelming thing for them. And that's why I think back then, the families that knew each other from the old town stuck together. They
Yes.
supported each other. Today, you don't see that anymore. Unfortunately, that's gone. Everybody became an independent survivor.
It,
But
it's,
back
it's,
then,
it's not gone, but it's not as strong as it used to be, because
exactly.
times have changed, right?
Yeah.
And you also have the new generation, unfortunately, that didn't live through that time period, so doesn't really understand. Hearing the stories is one thing. Actually living the life
Oh, it's totally
is
different.
something different. And I'm not a person that did, so I can only hear the stories. And when I hear the stories, like, wow, like,
Yeah.
that's totally crazy. I don't know how they were able to do this, but at the same time, I have so much respect. Like, you have no idea the amount of respect I have for the people that
Absolutely.
traveled over the sea, like on a boat for 21 days. Who's gonna
Yeah.
go on a boat for 21 days? Like, I don't want to be on a boat for a day, except when I'm fishing. Then I'll be on a boat for 6 hours. I think we're froze. You got me again? You got
Yeah,
me?
I got you. You got cut off
Sorry,
again.
it froze. I don't know why. It's this internet signal.
Yeah. Maybe because they're kicking
So,
in the
anyways,
pipe.
just to say one thing, it was my dad's birthday 2 days ago. So happy birthday to my father,
Oh,
Liborio
absolutely.
Triasi.
Happy birthday. What's your
He's
dad's name?
78 years young.
How
Yeah,
old?
he's 78 years younger.
78.
Here,
Wow. Auguri.
that's my dad right there. Say hi, Dad.
Auguri. Tanti auguri. Tanti auguri da Montreal.
He's shy. My dad's a man of very few words. He's very gentle. He's always been a very gentle soul.
Yeah, I met
And
him at the
unfortunately,
get together. Yeah.
yeah, and unfortunately now, you know, like you've seen, I guess I for our reviewers, I built this about 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
So I built this big church here in the back.
Nice.
So I built it for in memory of my mom. It'll be now. She passed 2 days from today, so we're kind of just we're gonna kind of deal with that right now. So it is what it is. She's in a better place, and that's it. I'm not gonna
Beautiful.
lighten us up. We better keep it light. Let's keep it
Yeah,
light.
sure. Well, I
So,
want to
anyways,
thank you so much for
no
coming
problem,
on.
Senora.
Thank you. I love you.
Anytime.
And I hope to see you in August for your yearly get together.
Well, no, June 31st, I will let you know because I've been dealing with the city, and unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not looking good right now.
Oh boy.
Doesn't look like they're going to let us go because you got to look at it this way. If they want social distancing, how am I going to social distance 300 people? It's not possible.
Yeah, no. But listen, if ever I do decide to come down anyway, I'm
Come
gonna
visit. For sure. Come down.
I'll
we'll have
come
Nubelu
visit
Cafe.
you live at your place.
Yes, well, for sure. We'll have Nubelu Barbecue.
Beautiful.
Nubelu Cafe ni pasama giornata.
Beautiful. It'll be my pleasure.
God bless you,
so
signora.
Take care.
Hasta benedica.
Salutamo.
Salutamo. Ciao.
So there you have it, guys. 3 aces. His name is Calogero Triasi from Ontario. He's in Toronto. He's such a sweet, loving soul. Like he said, yes, his look may look intimidating, but once you get to know him, you know what? I don't even notice his beard and his hair anymore. He's just such a loving, caring person, and he does whatever he can to sell his merchandise and help the Children's Hospital there in Toronto because they helped his son. So, guys, if ever you want to buy merchandise from Calogero, 3 Aces, his logo is very authentic Italian. Go check out 3 Aces Italiani, I think it is, 3 Aces Italian. And give him a follow. I'm sure you'll be happy with his merchandise. And like always, I'm going to wrap it up. Tonight's live was brought to you by, I bet you can guess it. Yes, it's 3 Aces. No, it's not 3 Aces. I just said it. It's Europa Coffee, a local business here that I'm trying to support and that's supporting me back. Give them a follow. Check out their website. They'll deliver the coffee right to your door. It's a taste of Italy in every cup. Thank you for watching. E come sempre, join me next Wednesday. Ci vediamo presto, everybody. Salutiamo.